opinions out there. And I'm going to say right now, some people have asked me in a private message, well, what are you doing? What is your family doing? And how do you feel about all this? And I've heard all the different theories. I've heard the conspiracy theories. I've heard, whatever the news is saying. Even though I'm not a big news person, I am keeping an eye on things right now. I will say, I have kids, I have a family. I want to know what's going on. And there are some decisions being made that are out of our control. Like it or not, there are decisions being made. And so I want to keep an eye on things. No matter what it is, no matter what the reason is behind all of this, whether it's a man-made virus, whether it's just a virus that happened from an animal that happens to be really taking hold, a new thing, a new superbug, whether it's a global reset, whatever, mass arrests, I've seen pictures of like celebrities wearing boot casts to hide their ankle bracelets. And I've seen all the different theories that are out there. And hey, if that's what's happening, then cool. Cool. I'm assuming there are people that are taking care of this behind the scenes, whatever it is. What I do know is that I'm going to use the information that I have in front of me, a combination of the information that I have in front of me. So I will take it from all different sources. I no longer depend on one source for any information. This is how I maintain my sovereignty, because some people are angry and they don't want to do what the government's saying as far as staying at home, social distancing, not avoiding large stores and crowds and all of that. Some people are like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. This is America, land of the free and all that stuff. And I get it. I get the need to feel like you want to keep your sovereignty. We totally do. What do human beings long for and crave? Freedom. Ultimately, whatever we do, whatever we're doing in our lives, all the decisions that we make, really are, if you think about it, they're coming down to two things: love or freedom, in my opinion. The things that we're craving deep down inside, whether we feel like we haven't had them and we're looking for them, we're in search, or we feel like we're trying to get more of it, I feel like that it's love and freedom. And so right now people are scared because they feel like their freedom is being taken away and getting pissed off about it. And so for us, I say sometimes the best way to maintain your sovereignty is to kind of fly under the radar. For me, I will all day long, I will talk about love and light. All day long, I will talk about looking for the blessing in disguise. All day long, I will talk about the message in the mess. All day long, I will talk about everything is divine timing. Everything is happening for a reason. This is just part of our soul's development and growth. We are being asked to grow in our consciousness again. And because maybe humanity wasn't paying as much attention, then the universe is going to force it. Okay, so to me, this is one of those times when the universe is forcing change. So they're forcing you to slow the fuck down. That's the message that I'm getting here. I maintain my sovereignty by really going with, the information that's out there. That's the head stuff. I will read it and process it, but I don't take anything for gospel truth that is on the freaking internet or on TV. I just don't. No longer. I don't care if it's CNN. I don't care if it's Fox News. I don't care if it's QAnon, okay? I don't take any of that shit for absolute truth. I will look at it and take what feels right out of it. What doesn't feel right, I will leave it. And believe me, if any of those sources are completely truth and completely right, and I didn't trust them, I'll stand corrected. I don't care. If I find out that this is all some global reset and there's the big elite takedown right now and Trump is the savior of the world and all that shit, then I'll stand corrected if I have to. Right now, I'm just gonna look with a little bit of a critical eye, and I'm just going to say, I'm not 100% sure that feels right, but some things about that feel right. Some things don't. And that's how I work. What I do know is, what is my ultimate truth? My ultimate truth comes from source and my gut, okay, my higher self, which says, the universe is always working in our favor. And it's so hard as a human being to watch other people suffering and say, how the fuck is this working out in our favor? How is this for the greater good? Like, right? Like, it's hard to even look and say that, especially if it's happening to us personally or people that we know and love. It's really hard. So, but the only way for me to stay sane right now is to think that way. I have to surrender and trust and say, shit, the universe is doing this for some reason, okay? Might not be revealed to me right now. I don't want to assume that I know why the universe is doing this, because often it doesn't tell us in the process. It'll reveal it later. So I'm just going to have to trust that this is happening. What can I do now to be the best version of myself within this? This is how I keep my sovereignty. I'm not saying I am going to listen to the government right now. Do I love the government? No, I do not. Do I think they are always looking out for our best interest? No, I do not. I have been very outspoken about how I don't like politics. I don't like the government. I don't think that as it exists today, our government in the United States is built and doesn't run to protect us. It runs to protect their profits and to grow their bottom line. That's what I believe. That's what I don't argue about that. I'm not willing to really argue about that. That's how I feel really strongly. But in this case, I will listen to what they're saying and what they're asking, because I also watch what's going on around the world. Am I buying into the panic and the hype and the pandemonium? No, unless I don't have toilet paper. But even then, I'll use a freaking washcloth, okay? Back to cloth diapers, okay? Back to basics. But am I going to buy into the hype? No. But being cautious and thinking of other people outside of myself, does that mean I'm sheeple? Does that mean I'm buying into the negativity? Does that mean I'm buying into the fear? No, it means that I am respecting my other human beings. That's why I'm here, is to be love and light to other humans. And as much as I can, doesn't mean I'm always unicorns and rainbows. Yeah, I have my gangster moments, okay? But I'm here to raise my own consciousness as much as I can. So my sovereignty is, nobody can take that shit from me. Nobody's going to take my love and light. Nobody's going to take my willingness to learn about my soul. No one's going to take my willingness to surrender. I am not stocking up on ammunition right now, okay? I don't judge anybody who is. Don't judge. Do I wish I bought a big, huge piece of land years ago and built a house off the grid on it? I sure do. Now I was like, wow, I had the clairvoyance with the homeschooling, but gee, I wish I listened to myself years ago and bought a friggin' plot of land in the woods and built a house off the grid. But anyways, am I stocking up on ammo right now? No. If shit goes down and someone's coming for me, I go in peace, and I go with a clean heart and a clean soul, and I go doing the best that I could, right? And am I gonna fight for justice whenever need be, if that ever comes down to it? And I will align myself with those that I feel aligned with, and I'll be on the front lines, you betcha. But right now, I'm listening, because you know what? The reason why I'm here right now is because my ancestors paved the way. My ancestors, the people that have passed on, and my ancestors that are still alive today, okay? They're the ones who worked their ass off. They're the ones who, maybe their way of life doesn't fit with this modern world anymore. Maybe there are some things that don't serve us, but they paved the way. They went through their own pandemics. They survived a whole bunch of shit, right? And they paved the way. So if the government's gonna ask me to stay home and chill out for 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to give them that respect. I think they deserve that. I am going to honor them to keep them safe. Why? Because in Italy right now, some of the elderly are being left to die because they don't have the room or the equipment or the personnel, or they don't have the capacity in the hospitals, and they have to make the horrendous decision as to who gets to survive. Fucking imagine how heart-wrenching it is to get to that point. Do I think it'll happen here? I don't know. I don't freaking know. I'm not going to go into hysteria, but what I will say is I'm going to make the decision to protect those who can't protect themselves, and to make sure I'm going to do my part to make sure that shit doesn't happen here. So I'm not going to be a badass and go, I'm going to go to the bar, I'm going to go to the party, I'm going to go to the, I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to do all the things because no one's going to tell me what to do. Like, no, like there are some times when we just have to, like think of the collective. And that's what I'm going to do right now. And it's okay. What this tells me though is that, we really, I'm going to start connecting with people here locally more after this. I'm online a shit ton and I love my online friends. I love you guys so much. Like I just feel like my soul tribe is here. But it would also do me some good to know who my community is. I said that on my live stream last week. Was it last week? That like, God, I should really know who my neighbors are. Love thy neighbor. I mean, because in these times, in these situations, you gonna need your neighbor. Like we need each other. And it's like, wow, if we don't even know each other's name, or maybe we're rude to them or just like whatever, like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do that. Number 2 is, wow, does financial education need to be in the school system or have a way for parents to really educate their children financially? Because in times like these, it shows that building wealth is not taught. Building wealth is not taught to the masses. It is taught to some who are very fortunate, but it is not taught to the masses. And boy, does this kind of situation make me go, okay, I can chill out for a couple of weeks and really like maybe a month and really help the collective to kind of like heal and repair and prevent. But our family can't just sit at home indefinitely without income coming in. Like we didn't have the financial education to be that prepared. For those of you who are high fucking 5, like high 10, high 20, high 30, good on you. Because when I was young, I was raised by a single mom who worked 4 jobs. She didn't have the time to financially educate me. We can't assume that all of our families are educating our children they're learning by osmosis. Now, as an adult, it was my responsibility to get financially educated. Did I go and do that? Nope, I didn't. Did not do that. And I pay the price today. I pay the price today when we're supposed to be prepared, and I'm not, and only prepared this much, not prepared, indefinitely, which is why people are panicking. It's just because it makes me realize how much that a certain percentage of the wealth in our country is really contained. And it would be great if we all learned. I'm not saying, ooh, tax the rich and get them to give us their money. No, I'm saying I want all of us to learn how to build wealth like that. And for, if your child is someone who has done this, learn from your parents, learn from whoever it is, your mentor, whatever you have, because this is important shit. I would rather have my kids learn about building wealth right now than learn physics or some of the stuff we learn in school. Don't remember half of that crap. But if I learned how to build, it was a requirement in school, not just an elective. I mean, I know they had like a budgeting 101 class, but that was like an elective you didn't really hear about. That should be a goddamn requirement. You know what I mean? And teach children how to be entrepreneurs and have multiple streams of income and imagine that. So there's a need for that. This kind of situation says there's a need for that, as much as a need for connection with one another, like being more connected with each other. And, so this is crazy. I'm going to sage you guys right now. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to sit it out. We're going to listen to what the government's asking. Doesn't mean we're being pansies or sheeps. It means we're respecting our elderlies, we're respecting our little ones, respecting ourselves. Most of my family, we're immunocompromised, okay, because we have Lyme and other autoimmunities, so we have to pay attention. This can't get out of hand. So I'm still a sovereign being making my own decisions. I'm still that, but I'm making them within the kind of like the framework of loving on humanity. Not, oh, I'm a sheep of the government. I don't trust the government. But sometimes you gotta come together and you just gotta freaking do it. And I can still do that and just be my own decision-making self. Not the time for me to be a total rebel at all. But who are we kidding? I am not like Miss Social Butterfly anyways, so this doesn't make a difference to me. In my 20s, it would have been hard to keep me inside, but not now. So don't you worry, I'm just chilling. So here's my sage. Wait a minute. You see it? It's not burning very well. I have to get a new one. For some reason, this isn't. If you guys don't know what this is, this is called sage, and it comes in a bundle like this. You can get them on Etsy, Amazon, New Age shops. There's also Palo Santo, which is to cleanse the air. Okay, it is said that these herbs have cleansing properties, so they can literally cleanse your air. Okay, but it also is from a spiritual perspective, meaning that it cleanses the air of negative energy or negative kind of darker energy. It's good to do this with the window open. Yeah, there it goes. See, it's supposed to really start smoking. That's how it works. And so it's supposed to really kind of cleanse the air in your home, or it can cleanse you. You can cleanse your wallet. If you're doing some money manifesting, you can cleanse whatever it is, your crystals. You can cleanse. I'm going to cleanse you right now. Okay, I am just sending you all beautiful, amazing love and healing and peaceful and really centered and grounding vibrations that we all need to say that it's really now just not about fear. It's just about what is the best decision we can make for the interest of humanity. The most loving thing that we can do right now for humanity. That's what the question is. It's not about panic. It's not about like blindly following anything. It's what's the most loving thing we can do. And right now it's staying in my house and really just getting the supplies that I need. We're a family of 6. So yes, we need a bit, and just trusting that this is all happening for a reason that will be revealed at some point. And that God doesn't make mistakes, Spirit doesn't make mistakes, and that we're having to learn something out of this. So I'm going to keep asking, what do I need to know? What do I need to learn? And how can I serve better out of this? How can I serve my family? Right now, I'm serving my family better by, guess what? We're all slowing down. We're being more present. Imagine we're kind of stepping back a bit. So I'm just there, I'm working a little less. My husband's working less. We're sitting together. We're just being together right now. Imagine that stuff. Wow, back to basics. And the most loving thing I can do is just really help our country do its job so this doesn't spread. Because in other countries, it is spread much faster than they thought. Not to be fear-mongering, just saying. These are the numbers. Some people think it's false, fake news. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to err on the side of let's assume it's true. And I'm going to be on the part of the solution, not the problem. If any other shit goes down, I'm going to be on the side of protecting humanity and fighting for our survival, not fighting against it and, cutting off my nose despite I'm tipping my hat, cutting off my nose to spite my face and just being like, fuck everything. Like, nope, I am going to cleanse you all and sending you, just, putting my hands up and channeling in some Reiki energy and just really helping all of you to feel more balanced, whatever within your body is balanced. If any of you don't know what Reiki is, I'm going to start talking more about it in the upcoming live streams that I do. I think this is going to be really important now. I'm a Reiki master. It is I love it so much. I love my energy healing practice a lot, and I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm going to start doing that, because when we get freaked out, these situations trigger an imbalance within our energy centers. It kind of brings to light, oh, I still have some healing left to do here. And this is where it comes from. Now, something like this, I believe, goes down to the root chakra, which is basic needs and safety. So if you're feeling blocked at all from your life, whether you had trauma, you had abandonment, neglect, anything like that in your past, maybe physical or sexual or verbal or emotional abuse, guarantee that probably there's some stuckness in that root chakra energy at the base of the spine, which is your basic needs. So when we feel threatened at a time like this, that can put you over the edge, okay? Because now it's like, whoa, it's just like kind of putting the finger on the wound, you know what I mean, and pushing it. So a lot of this not only causes fear of just mortality, but it brings up some stuff. So it brings up the shadows, it brings it out, and it just really magnifies our need to reconnect as people and as neighbors and as humans, and remember that we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We don't have anything else but each other. You know this, right? We don't have anything else but each other and nature. So if either of those get destroyed, we're in some trouble. So why don't we take care of them both, with, like, protect them with all that we've got. So this is why I make the decisions that I make to really just, I hear there are curfews coming up too. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna freak out and say, oh my God, martial law is coming. Oh my gosh. If it does, it does. And you know what? I am going to be my sovereign self, and I am going to make sure that I'm as empowered as I can. I'm not stocking up. Like I said, I'm not going to arm myself. I am just going to continue to be. And you can arm people, whoever, I don't judge that. People can arm the shit out of themselves like you're, going to war. But I am just feeling like, if I have to depend on something else like that and really, like, look to that to save my ass, then it does take away my sovereignty. It does take away my own authentic power a little bit. Some people feel empowered by that. Cool. I feel a little disempowered because I feel like I'm saying that there's such bad shit in the world that I need to now do this. I need to turn to major violence to, I don't know. That's what I need to, that's my protection. That's my comfort. For me, it just doesn't work. It's just not aligned. For anyone who it's aligned with, go for it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has to feel empowered. That's what works. So that is what works. But definitely we check in with our root chakras, and this situation will bring everything to the surface. But know that you've got support, right? You don't have to go through this alone. Facebook is great. Social media has its benefits. This is one of them, where you can find people who are going through the same thing, and you can connect with them, and you can, find healing from them. So do it, we don't have to social distance on social media, so it's fun. Come dance with me on TikTok, every single one of you. Come on now, come dance with me on TikTok. Just try to have some fun with this, because guess what? If you're stressed, if you're fearful, if you're pissed, that just brings down your immune system. Like, that's the other thing that it does. That's all that stress and stuff. You want to keep your body as strong as possible. So laughing, dancing, moving your body, joyful things, that's going to help to boost your immune system. Whoops. My mouse is broken, I think. Oh no. So anyways, so I'm saging you guys. I'm sending you some beautiful Reiki energy and really helping to balance out your root chakras if you have some stuck energy there, because that's where it all starts. That's where it can start, our basic sense of safety. And I want all of you to feel safe, that even though things are crazy and chaotic, that spirit will never leave you. Spirit will never abandon you or any of us.